One of the honors we have is to breathe into the life of our employees and to see them repeat that and to see them breathe into the lives of the people they're leading. And it really is the foundation for how we lead our team and how we introduce employees into our company. I just think this is fully as well. We're literally the pallets move the world.
There's not anything that is manufactured that doesn't at some point touch it.
We are considered an industry leader.
It's been a huge learning curve.
We completely enjoy what we're doing. Not so much in the pallet business, but even the people business. My parents ventured out after we considered the American dream. They borrowed $5 on a credit card to purchase a small truck that my mom drove during the day to pick up some broken pallets. And my dad would fix things at night and it turn into something they probably
4-5 daw.
I started working here in the 20s. I was learning how to grow a business, and they would just use this hiring and training somebody daily. If you're doing that 5 times a week, you easily run through 300 applicants a year.
I don't know if it was that the work was hard and that we just couldn't do it or didn't want to do it, or if it was maybe our environment was as good as we thought it was because we were in here and the employees were out there. Our turnover was crazy. We had a 300% turnover.
I have known James for about 12 years. So I've been at R&R when it wasn't like it is today. It was high turnover. It was a revolving door. Do all this paperwork and bring on new people, do these orientations, and then they were there for a week and gone. It was pretty defeating some days.
I was treating all employees like a commodity. I just always was trying to create a big line front door and thinking that was my business model. That I had a good stream constantly. The economy crash of 2009 really hit us hard. We had to downsize immediately. And so we're making adjustments, we're cutting costs, but the whole time I'm looking at my financials, and at the end of 2009, going into 2010, I should have stopped losing money. Not only that, we'd started to get really busy. A couple of our accounts had taken off, and I can't figure out why we're losing money, so I'm starting to lose faith in myself and my ability to turn this business around.
I felt like God would see us through it, that we were going to be fine. We may make some life changes, but James was to the point where he thought we would lose the company.
In the middle of the night, in early April 2010, I woke up and the only word I had in my mind was check your surveillance cameras.
We had managers that were embezzling, doing drugs, working together to create fake invoices. They denied it at first, and then there was no denying because we had checks and video surveillance and false invoices and paperwork that they had created.
Bottom line, my key leaders stole almost $500,000 in 6 months. And these were my 2 or 3 guys that I met with. They were the only people I met with.
We had been to their kids' sports games. They had come to ours. We had celebrated holidays and birthdays with them.
This was my inner circle. It broke my heart to know that all that could be happening just a few feet from my office, and I'm here every day. Usually when people talk about culture, they're always thinking good culture. I find it ironic because you always have a culture. And if you have a toxic culture or a corrupt culture that can exist right under your nose, and you may not know the difference.
James and Corinne are both really strong people, and together, when the two of them are aligned, they are a force. And I think that distrust of other people got in the way of their own relationship. It seemed like they needed to pause what was happening in the business and really spend some time reflecting on some other areas of their life and think about what kind of company do we want to have.
About 7 years ago, I took my 2 boys down to Peru on a missions trip with our church, and that was sort of, I think, our road to recovery.
Though I was very busy trying to fix the business, I reluctantly said, yes, I'll go with you, and broke away and took a trip down to Peru.
It was really his experience in Peru and the people he met in Peru that softened him to a place where I think he really let the Lord come through and create something new that he hadn't seen at the company before.
He had an experience down there that changed his heart and changed his life, and I think that's when he began to surrender and allow God to come in and help him versus him trying to do it all.
There's a Bible verse in Ezekiel that talks about taking out your stubborn old heart and replacing it with a new, refreshed spirit. And I knew that some sort of transformation had taken place. And it didn't happen immediately, but I had a desire to do things differently.
He began to change us and showed us how we could take experience in Peru and use it here.
I started to ask, all right, Lord, if this company is yours, what does that look like? You gave me the desire to slow down, get to know people, find out what's going on in their life. So we may be at a different pace, but I need to not make this about pallets and not make this about us, but make this more about people.
So the letter that you brought me is from the mortgage company to set up your auto payment. We have a very unique workforce. We have 7 languages in our company. We have a lot of unique, beautiful names that can be hard to learn. We really needed to take baby steps and start with, let's get to know the name of everyone. Let's make sure we're spelling everyone's names right.
I started to get my mind around how can we support them, and it started with simple things like clothing and delivering some sort of needed item like a mattress. And that's when we started to meet Grandma and Grandpa and the kids, and we started to be able to look around. And I received a photo from one of my managers, and it was an employee that we were currently having issues with, attendance issues. I look at this picture and he's sleeping on the floor on a blanket. He's got his bag of rice against the wall. He's got 3 pictures of family on that wall, and that's it. Shame on me. Like, I'm expecting this employee to be on time, be here with a smile, give me full production, meet quotas, not give us any problems, and go home and be happy that I just gave him a paycheck for all of that. And now I'm realizing that I can help them be successful here by helping them be successful in life.
Okay, thank you, you too. Okay, she was nice. She was helpful. Okay, so she gave us a phone number where we can schedule an interpreter. Something as simple as a tax workshop and knowing how to get your taxes done. I've gone with people to the DMV for the first time to get their driver's license, and just things that can be really confusing. We want to help point our team members into the right direction. We want to give them a sense of belonging and a sense of community. So they can focus on work and providing for their family, and we'll come alongside them and help them figure out the rest.
It's such an opportunity to breathe in to the people, give them more than just a paycheck. And now turnover down from 300% to around 30%.
There's a lot of care amongst this whole L&R family. We might see one of the other people struggling and, hey, walk up to them and, you all right? Need a hug? Maybe you're going through something.
James has looked out for me and my family. I love it here. I don't see myself going anywhere. I do see myself retiring from here.
I really had
had to expand my view of the gospel. It's not just about other people being broken, but it's about my own brokenness too, and being able to enter into that together and really ask the question of how do we make this brokenness right?
We all have stuff that we're dealing with, and it's hard to put your stuff away and just go give a hard day's work. And now we've given permission to come in and tell us what you're struggling with.
Being the company belongs to God gives me the desire to be a part of what's going on here, this family, really loving on people, seeing them, truly trying to help them. Is that what you're asking?